up, guys? Dashing here for episode 637 of Community Universe Mode and edition number 48 of NGW TV. Set for another action-packed card as always, and things are gonna get started hot and spicy as we find out who is going to Homebound to challenge Ace Reeves for the NGW Championship. Will it be Joseph Santos, or will it be the Sin City Savior, Cam Harris? Both men having legitimate reasons as to why they feel they deserve to be the one to face Ace Reeves at Homebound. And just a little over 2 weeks, it was Santos who pinned Ace Reeves in that tag team match last week. But Cam Harris, the week before that, you'll remember, pinned Tenra when he was NGW champion, which then allowed Ace Reeves to cash in his Magnificent Six contract and become the new title holder. But only one is going to go to the biggest NGW show of all time. Who's it going to be? We're going to find out the good old-fashioned way, bay. And a hell of a lot in store. Our main event, make sure that you are hearing me clearly, as Ken Donahue is going to lace up his boots and step into that wrestling ring to go one-on-one with the brick wall Nucleo. Insanity. I mean, half of me respects Ken Donahue for having the balls to do so, but the other half of me says, what are you thinking, Ken? And there he is, Joseph Santos, who feels he should have become NGW champion a long time ago. Remember, he had a number one contender's opportunity, but Tenra, speaking of, here he comes with a steel chair in hand. What the hell? The Misfit attacking Joseph Santos from behind. You know, Santos has been celebrating for weeks now at Tenra losing the NGW Championship. Oh my God, only a day after winning it in Toronto, where he pinned Santos in that triple threat match. And once again, these two can't keep their hands off of each other. Tenra and Santos battling atop the ramp to start off NGW TV episode 48. We need to get some referees out here. And now Tenra going to the ring. Santos is following. But what does this mean for the number one contenders match? Cole is trying to calm these two down and get them to stop. And I wouldn't get between them if I were our head official. A huge brawl to get things started in a camel clutch. Tenra's going to make his former tag team partner humble here. Security needs to get out here right now. I don't think these two are planning on stopping anytime soon, but Santos is pissed off. Tenra trying to take yet another opportunity to become NGW champion away from him. The animosity has become too much in Tenra, taking down his arch rival with a kick to the face, and looks down at him with a smile. What the hell? My God, something tells me this is going to be a quite a night in store if that's how we're getting started. But the number one contenders match obviously unable to go down. Joseph Santos being carried to the back by the medical crew while Tenra is held at bay by a horde of security guards. What's going through Cam Harris's mind right now? What's going to happen at Homebound? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Ken Donahue surely not in any sort of, mind state right now to be making these decisions as he prepares to to step into the ring later on in our main event against Nucleo. But coming up next, guys, we take one step closer to finding out which team will challenge the historic reign of Black Magic at Homebound as French Pride and the Ali Brothers battle. The winning team, guys, will meet the Prestige next week in the finals of the NGW Tag Team Championship Tournament. The Prestige defeating Corrosion last week in a war. Man, I can't get over what we just witnessed, though. Will things ever end between Santos and Tenra? Doesn't look like it. They can't even be in the same building as each other anymore. Santos, livid, no doubt about it. Also to come tonight, guys, we're going to find out who the next opponent in the #1 contenders match for the Women's Championship at Homebound will be. We already know Amy Winters has qualified. Who's going to join her? Will it be Akira or Danielle Davis? Some more women's action as well. Going to see the standards, Amy Winters and Janet Tor, take on Piper Fox and NGW Women's Champion Sunny Octave. Can they work together as their main event bash for the title looms in the main event of Homebound? As here we see French Pride to the left. CMV veteran Sebastian Michelin, a former Rising Star champion and World Tag Team champion, with his protege Joseph Lance. And of course, JT LaRoe not far behind. French Pride closer than they have been all season long to those tag team titles. No matter which team wins this tournament, it's going to be a fresh challenge for Black Magic at Homebound. They've never defended their belts against any three of these teams. They have the Prestige technically, but it wasn't a 2-on-2 match. You'll recall that triple threat tornado tag team match back in South Carolina, where the Prestige, mind you, were not the ones pinned. Black Magic pinned Wrecking Crew in that match. And then, of course, there's probably the fan favorites. Interestingly enough, the Ali brothers, Muhammad and Abraham. I don't think many people gave them a chance to make it this far into the tournament. But here they stand. Can they get past French Pride? The Prestige watching from the back, as I'm sure Black Magic are. Which team is going to the finals next week? DJ Black and Jared Leon have dominated NGW this season. Longest reigning NGW Tag Team Champs of all time, knocking down every team that's put in front of them left and right. Will Homebound be any different? French Pride here, starting strongly as Sebastian Shawn has a hold of Muhammad. Big man gonna get off some kicks to the back of the knee right there. Don't forget, guys, still coming up tonight, the Rising Star Championship to be decided. Sage Autumn and Blake Virtue. I cannot wait. I already got the feeling that it's gonna be a banger. I hope I'm not disappointed. I'm sure I will not be. Who's going to head into Homebound as champion? Tag there to Joseph Lance. Also in store, guys, DC of the Crew going to be going mano a mano with Dante Tatum. Dante Tatum in action here on NGW for the first time since losing his title in Toronto. That should be an interesting match between those two. Lance with a calf kick. And Abraham, the legal man for the Ali brothers, with a back body drop. And an early tag to bring his brother back in. Overhand gets rejected. Some open palm strikes. Followed by a huge Irish whip. Sternum first into the top turnbuckle. But Lance is able to save himself. Just shot down to the canvas. Overpowered completely. Counters the Irish whip. Lance in his home corner, Hurricane Rana by Muhammad. Now that is impressive sweep though by Lance. Not going to give him much of a chance to celebrate such agility from someone his size. Irish whip back to the corner of French Pride. Tries the tag, rejected though. And now an Irish whip over to the corner of the Ali brothers. Remember, the winning team of this match will head into the finals next week, going up against the Prestige. And the winning team of that confrontation will head to homebound as Abraham seems to let the tag happen there. Sebastian Vachon coming in hot. Double axe handle, tries for another big boot. Gets back into the corner, and look at that. Just dragging Sebastian face first across the top rope, and that is some veteran instinct there, if you will, to use the ring like a weapon. As if it's a third tag team partner. Irish whip. Charges full steam ahead, but that's going to be to his detriment. Now an Irish whip from Vachon. The Grenoble Nightmare going to go for the Grenoble Project. And the Ali brothers could be in very big trouble. Vachon's not done yet. JT LaRose celebrating early. The complete shot gets sidestepped, however, celebrating too early. Russian leg sweep. And now Abraham desperately trying to make it across the ring and tag his brother. No way, Jose, says Vachon, pulled into a spinning soul kick. Now the tag is made to Joseph Lance. Nice assist to the gut punch. Forearm smash to the chest. Kick to the ribs. And a single knee backbreaker. Look at how well French Pride are working together like a well-oiled machine. They want to go to the finals. Both of these teams all season long are struggling to really get noticed and make it to the top of the rankings, get that tag team championship match. Here comes Lance. DDT. And if this keeps up, I think we know who's going to be facing Prestige. Something's got to change real quick. Abraham with the arm wrench, grabbing the hair. Tried to go for a grapple, but Lance is too quick. Kicks to the back of the knee. Pulls him up using the front headlock. And French Pride. Do they have what it takes? We've seen this before. Power slam. Followed up by the headbutt. French Pride to advance to the finals. 1, 2, 3. No! By the skin of his teeth. I don't know where the hell Muhammad was. But Abraham getting out of that all on his own. And now JT LaRoe causing the distraction. That's going to allow Sebastian to get back to his feet. And the Grenoble Project again. Hook to the jaw. Gets countered. Forearm smash. Spinning knee. And look at that perfect setup. A third Grenoble Project. And Vachon is loving the way this match has gone down so far. Still got to win, though. And that's exactly what he's looking to do. Make the tag to Lance. Abraham says, I don't think so. Slap right across the face. The Ali brothers are not done yet. Muhammad's waiting. Fans on the edge of their seats. The Prestige, I'm betting, are as well. Full Boston Crab by Vachon. Going to try and force the submission here. Can he? Abraham escapes. And there is a much-needed tag. Can Muhammad turn things around here? Or will they continue to go down how they have so far? The French Pride virtually dominating. Homebound just a little over 2 weeks away, September the 5th. Ascendance 7 weekend. The dates of Ascendance being revealed as the 7th and 8th, respectively, day 1 and day 2. It's going to be a a fantastic weekend I cannot wait for. And the homebound card just continuing to fill up. Stomp to the hand. Will we see one of these two teams vie to become NGW Tag Team Champions? TJ Black and Jared Leon defend their historic reign. Nice counter there by Lance. European uppercut up against the ropes goes Muhammad, leaving him open to that punch. Irish whip on the rebound with an inverted atomic drop right to where the sun don't shine. Going to adjust his pantaloons as the end very well may be nigh. What is Lance gonna try to go for here? A pump handle Uranagi, and you see Abraham trying to distract referee Cohen, give his brother some time. Will it pay off? 1, 2, 3, and French Pride are going to the final. So now we know it'll be French Pride versus the Prestige next week, and one of them will be the team to challenge Black Magic at homebound. The Ali brothers tried their best, but man, French Pride came out here with a plan in mind, and they executed it to perfection pretty much for the entirety of that one. Dominated it. But they still got one more team to get past, the Prestige, next week. And are you guys ready on a night where we are still set to see Akira versus Danielle Davis, and in our main event, Nucleo versus Ken Donahue? Yes, you don't have to clean out your ears. Ken Donahue, I said. Coming up next, the Rising Star Championship to be decided as Sage Autumn challenges Blake Virtue, a rematch from last month where, despite being hit in the head with a metal baseball bat, Sage Autumn still was able to defeat Blake Virtue in a non-title confrontation. But it was not that win that earned Autumn this championship match. He actually defeated Johnny Respawn a couple of weeks ago in a #1 contender showdown. And we saw Autumn come out here last week and distract Blake Virtue, causing him to lose to Johnny Respawn in a non-title matchup. So this isn't just another run-of-the-mill title defense for Blake Virtue. This is personal. Hopefully he doesn't allow his emotions to cloud his judgment and get the better of him, though, because Sage Autumn is not a man you want to give any sort of advantage. The winner of this will head into homebound, the biggest show in NGW history as champion. And boy, does Autumn know how to come back. Losing to Ace Reeves in Toronto, but these past few weeks have been going swell for the one-eyed man. Can he get the job done when it matters most, though? Blake Virtue been on his game every title defense, leaving his blood, sweat, and tears in that ring. We saw it against Brett Curtis in Toronto, against Antonio Valeska before that. Blake Virtue's no fool, though. He said as much on Twitter. Sage Autumn, I'm not going to underestimate you. I know we're going to go out in that ring and put on a 5-star match. But I've also got a bone to pick with you. Every single week, Virtue comes out here to show that he is a deserving champion. And I don't think it can be argued. I mean, he issued an open challenge in Toronto. He had no idea who was going to be coming his way. And it ended up being hometown hero Bret Curtis. And still, Blake Virtue was able to walk out as champion. Will we see a repeat of history here tonight? Or can Sage Autumn upset the champ again? And this time take his title too. Rising Star Championship is what is at stake. Aptly named, because both of these guys I see having very bright futures, not just in NGW, but CMV as a whole. Autumn pacing in the corner. He just wants to get this thing started. He knows he can beat Blake Virtue. He knows that even if someone decides to come out here again and hit him in the head with a baseball bat, let's hope that doesn't happen, he can still beat Blake Virtue. Whereas Virtue, in his own head, but he's got to clear out all those thoughts. Get rid of the butterflies, if there are any. And focus on the task at hand, like he did in Toronto, like he did against Antonio Valeska. That's the only way he walks out tonight, still Rising Star Champion. Virtue hands the title off to referee Poe, who shows it to Autumn. He knows what's on the line. For the world to see who's going to homebound as champion. Sage Autumn, Blake Virtue, here on NGW TV, episode 48. Ring that bell and let's get it on. These two rivals squaring off middle of the ring. A beautiful modified Russian leg sweep to get things underway. Hot. Jawbreaker, though, by Autumn. Doesn't let Virtue stay in control for long. Discus form smash gets completely sidestepped. Back up to his feet with the quickness. Sending off some shots. Gets a knee to the gut. Autumn does not want to get in the way of those knees. Blake Virtue has perhaps the best knees in the game. Might be rivaled by Piper Fox. Discus form smash connecting this time. Soccer ball kick as Autumn wants to slow things down already. Virtue says, I don't think so. Rocks him in the jaw. And he float over DDT. Autumn getting dropped right on top of his head there. Stomp to the knee. Virtue saying, don't worry. I'm focused. I'm not going to let this guy get in my head like he did last week. Back elbow, right on the money. Champ trying to stay on top of Sage Autumn like a monkey on a cupcake. Doesn't want to give him any breathing room. Dragged by the arm out of that corner. Double knees to the gut. And again on the way back. Making it hard for the challenger to breathe. Where's Virtue going now? Stomp down onto the hand. Always remember, Blake Virtue does have a champion's advantage. He can retain an count out or disqualification, although I don't think he would ever do either. Very prideful, wants to win by pinfall or submission or not at all. Irish whip. Autumn, however, can only win by pinfall or submission. He right across the bridge of the nose. Things maybe not looking too hot for Autumn early on. Irish whip into the corner. Throws that kick to the chest. Autumn gets out of the way just in the nick of time. Spins him around. And we're going to get, oh, mama, off the torture rack into like a side slam. Up on the one knee, punch to the top of the noggin. Taking him for a walk up against the ropes and slingshotted back towards the center of the ring. Taking him by arm and leg. Sage Autumn has turned things around very quickly here. Big body splash. Coming running off those ropes. And a deadlift reverse mat slam, something you won't see too often. Innovative offense by the one-eyed man as he vies to become Rising Star champion and just may with a hook to the leg, but not even a 1 count. Irish whip gonna send him onto the apron. The Rising Star champ hanging on for dear life, but Autumn uses that to his advantage, pulling Virtue back through the ropes, forearm smash barrage in the middle of the back, and a double knee backstabber. Another pinfall attempt, one. Well, getting closer. Before he didn't even get a 1 count, now at least he does. Misses the soccer ball kick, and Virtue from behind. Oh, with a chicken wing gut buster. You want to talk about not being able to breathe. Another couple of knees across the ribs. Goes for the legs now, but Autumn says, Looking for a comeback. Double axe handle. And again, Virtue looking for refuge in the corner. He ain't going to find it, though. Shoulder thrust. Whoa! Autumn coming in. Very hot. And now, a modified Michinoku driver. 1, 2. I thought we had a new champion right there for sure. Autumn did too, it would seem. Virtue with an arm drag, trying to keep himself alive. Swinging neck breaker. He knows he's in trouble right now, but all he needs is one good shot. And that's what he's going for here. As a matter of fact, it's the last shot. Busting Autumn open and flushing his championship dreams down the... Okay. I think I'm just about as surprised as Virtue is. I would have bet money that that was going to be a 3. Virtue not letting himself get off target, though. Sending Autumn into the corner. Took too much time. Knee right to the midsection. There's that back elbow rearing its ugly head yet again. Virtue going to the top rope. Sage Autumn rolls to the outside. He thinks he's out of harm's way, but he's going to realize real quick that ain't the case. Oh my God. And Blake Virtue just taking a tumble 10 feet from the top rope to the outside. And look at how Sage Autumn mocking him now, trying to get under his skin, and I think it worked. Virtue, Samoan driver, will it backfire? 1, 2, no. So close. Virtue could taste it. But Autumn is a tough son of a gun. As he bleeds from that cut across his forehead, the knee connects. An aggressive pin. Virtue saying, stay down. But Autumn does not comply. Hands atop his head. Blake Virtue is lost. He doesn't know what he's got to do. Grabbing at his ribs, could be suffering from either bruised ribs, hopefully not cracked. Targets the knee and backs into the corner. Virtue is thinking, but he better not waste too much time doing so. That's why Sage with a jawbreaker closes the distance with an attempted mushroom stomp and the blue thunderbomb, using Sage's own signature maneuver against him. And now the final touch, the cherry on top, if you will, the neck breaker out of the corner like a missile. Blake Virtue shoots himself. 1, 2, 3, and that had to feel good for Blake Virtue. Another exhilarating performance and another incredible retention. Sage Autumn is back to his feet. Blake Virtue saying, let's let bygones be bygones, and a handshake between these two, showing sportsmanship after an awesome match. Our fourth match of the night, going to see Akira go one-on-one with Danielle Davis. One will be joining Amy Winters, and that announced Fatal 4-Way #1 Contenders match at Homebound. The same night that in the main event, Piper Fox will challenge Sunny Octave for the NGW Women's Championship. The next challenger will be decided as well. But Akira made things personal between her and Danielle Davis last week. Davis was hoping for some momentum by going one-on-one with Rami Young, but Akira would attack Danielle Davis, giving her the win via disqualification, but at the same time leaving her unconscious in the middle of that ring with the Akira clutch. And ever since Akira has come back, guys, from taking a little bit of a rest after her failure to capture the Women's Championship back in England, she has been unbeatable, issuing the Akira Open Challenge on Impact every week, and nobody has even come close to touching her. It seems as though the baddest bitch in NGW is back on her A game, and it may be inevitable that she heads to Homebound to become the next #1 contender. Akira came so close to accomplishing her goal in England a few months back, but a woman she knows very well in Sunny Octave was unwilling to budge from her position atop the mountain, and still hasn't. She's got her own test in the form of arch-rival Piper Fox in the main event of Homebound, and even later on tonight when the two of them are forced to team together against the Standard. But Akira has cleared her mind. She took her time, busted her ass in the gym, and now she's back. But a woman who just as equally or perhaps even more wants that NGW Women's Championship is Danielle Davis, who came so close in Toronto when she went one-on-one with Piper Fox in that #1 contenders match. Fox bested her on that night. Now Davis has another chance. Will she let it slip through her fingers? That's the big question. She ain't in the ring with no Jane, one of the very best in NGW. And I'm speaking not only the women's division, but overall. Davis has proved these last few months, though, that she has what it takes to be a big player here in NGW and perhaps a future women's champion. Holding her own against the cream of the crop. So who's going to be joining Amy Winters in that fatal 4-way #1 contenders match? The two other spots to be decided in these coming weeks, but right now it's either Akira or Danielle Davis. And Davis going to have to avoid that Akira clutch. Wasn't able to last week, and it left her lying in the middle of the ring, having no idea what hit her. Akira tried to start hot. Danielle Davis able to evade her, now gets pushed up against the ropes, and surprisingly a clean break as Poe separates them. Now a snap German suplex, and the size difference between these two is just noticeable right off the bat. Look at how Danielle Davis fights, though. And let's remember how Davis lost to Piper Fox, guys, in Toronto. Fox got her in that cross-face chicken wing, but Danielle Davis did not tap. She refused and ended up passing out, which allowed Piper Fox to pin her for the 1, the 2, and the 3. Davis is a fighter. She does not quit. Unwilling to do so. Another trio of German suplexes. And I think we're hardly a minute into this match. Davis is already being blasted with these German suplexes. Tries to get back to her feet, but Akira says, I don't know about that. Why don't you go ahead and stay down, and into a Rings of Saturn submission hold. Davis fights out of it. Elbow to the temple. Not just one, but 2 and 3. Holding her arm. You do not want to show someone like Akira a weakness, because she will make it a target. A submission expert, maybe the best of all time in CMV's history, and that's quite a thing for me to say, considering how many incredible submission artists we've seen come through them doors and compete in that ring. Sliding strike into a pin. Danielle Davis going to try to steal it. Davis and Akira, her first loss since returning to NGW. Stomp to the quad. Not a whole lot of people think so, but I'm not going to be the one to count out Danielle Davis with a backstabber right there. See, she's starting to turn things around right now. I guess I spoke too soon. Elbow to the midsection, followed by an attempted bicycle big boot, ran right into her. Hurricane Rana goes for a headbutt, gets an elbow. Akira got to close that distance, and she does, finally connecting with that knee. And now her ego taking over. Akira thinks she's better. Well, she doesn't think she's better. She knows she's better than every single other woman in the division. Look at the disrespect. Does not care about Danielle Davis in the slightest, or anybody for that matter. Kick to the top of the head. Danielle Davis goes for a drop kick. Akira sidesteps it, overhand punch, caught, kick to the ribs. Scoop slam, Akira able to slip free, drops down behind, reverse DDT. Pulls at the hair, brings Danielle Davis to a vertical base. Irish whip coming at her with full force. Shoulder thrust to the lower back, stomp onto the hand, and now a dragon sleeper. Expertly executed. Davis has nowhere to go. Flips back, and a stomp to the upper back. Can she capitalize? Akira catches her first. Knees, knees, knees. As many as you can handle. Turning Danielle Davis inside out. And Akira now maybe looking to seal the deal. Has the arm, but Davis refusing to let her lock in the Akira clutch, because if she does, it is over. Danielle Davis is no fool. She knows that. Look at the striking ability on display. Akira is no one-trick pony. Now to the outside, this fight spills, misses the stomp. Danielle Davis trying to run back into the ring. Akira says, here, I'll help you. Bam! Gut first into the barricade, and now a German suplex. 1, 2, and 3, totaling 7 in this match. Akira collapsing as she is running on empty, and the longer this match goes, the more it may benefit someone like Danielle Davis, who's smaller and more agile. But Akira, of course, taking the cheap shot, hanging Davis up on the top rope, and now from behind, she looks to strike with another barrage of knees. And that final one with some serious oomph behind it. But Danielle Davis doesn't even take a second to rest, immediately beginning to pull herself up in the corner, using the ropes. She won't stay down. How can you not respect Danielle Davis? Bulldog tries to go for the head, gets a kick to the dome. Speaking of kicks, sweep by Davis into a moonsault. Quick thinking by the underdog, who goes to the top rope. Hang on, is she gonna hit it? Danielle Davis. The elbow, no, Akira did her homework, moving out of the way with a second to spare, and the terminating spike, which usually plays as a prelude to the Akira clutch. And just like that, wait a minute, no! Danielle Davis says, I'm not dead yet. Irish whip to the corner. Gets an elbow to the side of the head. Akira blindsiding her. Forearm smash. And yet more knees. She's just eaten. Nothing she can do but fight, scratch her way to that #1 contenders match. Tooth and nail as Danielle Davis off the DDT, gonna try again. The elbow! No, Akira! She's got it. Well scouted. Repositioning herself again, leaving Danielle Davis to wonder, what do I gotta do? Is there anything I can do? Akira throwing out those kicks. I think she'd learned by now. Danielle Davis trying to keep her fans positive as they cheer her on. Schoolboy to steal, one. Oh. Davis can't afford to not take every opening presented to her. Another terminating spike, and Akira says, this time I'm going to go for the pin. 1, 2, but Danielle Davis gets her shoulder up off the mat at 2.99999. Akira with the stomps into another Rings of Saturn. This is how much these two want it. Not even for a title match, but for a #1 contenders match. They're giving it their all in that ring. It's been amazing so far, but the question still needs to be answered. Who wants it more? And I think it may be Akira. Taking down Danielle Davis from behind. Can she get it locked in? The Akira clutch! The Akira clutch! Danielle Davis, nowhere to go! She's got to tap, or she's got to pass out like she did last week. No! Danielle Davis escapes, and Davis kicks to the midsection. Neckbreaker! The glow into the pin. 1, 2, no, not even a 2 count. Are you kidding me? Kick to the back. I don't know if it's a good move to try and piss Akira off. Grabs the boot. Sweep. Moonsault. Combination we all love to see. And now it's Danielle Davis going after the arm. Maybe going to try to beat Akira at her own game. Don't get cocky, Danielle. You're in the home stretch. 1, 2. On her knees, hands on her hips, huffing, puffing, running on fumes. But still trying. Will not die. Fights out of the corner. Walking right into that cheeky jab. Arm wrench. Danielle luring her into that drop toe hold. Grabbed by the hair. Just thrown out of the ring. Okay. I mean, countouts are in effect. Is Danielle Davis going to try to head to homebound via countout? She's telling Akira, hey, if you still have what it takes, get back in the ring. Akira starting to move around on all fours. Danielle Davis decides this ain't gonna work. Bicycle knee. Danielle Davis didn't even reverse it. Akira, I think, just out of instinct threw it out, hoping it would land. Leaving herself exposed. Referee Poe restarting his count. Already at 4 though. Back into the ring goes Akira. Danielle Davis on her tail. From behind, the baddest bitch in NGW with a back suplex face buster. And Danielle Davis looks like she is in La La Land. Staring up at the lights with a glossy glare. Akira, almost with pity in her eyes, looking down at her, but that pity may come back to bite her. Sliding shin strike. Kick to the back that would shatter any normal person's spine. Going after the arm, snaps it over the shoulder. Danielle Davis spins her around. Reverse DDT on the knee. Neck breaker to follow it up. To the top rope. They say the 3rd time's the charm. Will it be for Danielle Davis? Can she do the impossible? The Danielle Davis can't believe it, getting in referee Poe's face, saying that had to be a 3. It can't be, it can't be. That's Davis's biggest move. Davis has to readjust herself, and in the corner, pulling off a Lucha DDT. Barely does she get to her feet though, and desperation taking over as she hooks the leg, hoping, praying, but no! The 3 count continuing to elude her. Now a surfboard stretch, digging the knee into the upper back of Akira while simultaneously wrenching back on the arms. Akira breaks free, saying, "You don't want to test me at my own game, girl." But Danielle Davis says, "Maybe I do." Arm drag takes her off her feet. Akira is forced to retreat. Danielle Davis says, "Where are you going?" And the fight at ringside gonna resume. Kick to the midsection by Akira. Back into the ring saying, "Come on, Akira, another cheap shot." And now a straightjacket German suplex, the way that Davis landed on her neck. And Akira gonna go after that neck with no remorse. Hook and ladder just dropping her. That's a pure show of strength by Akira, who shoots the half lateral press. 1, 2. Almost saying, just stay down, Davis. That ain't gonna happen. Arm wrench. Stomps that same arm. Danielle Davis been targeting the arm of Akira throughout this match. Now we get a, oh my God! Man, I don't even know what to call that. I just know that the landing was horrendous and both women down. After a third terminating spike, Akira just barely able to throw her arm over Danielle Davis' chest. And it's still not enough. Something has got to give. Akira saying, "Oh, come on, man." That had to have been a 3. Davis goes for a close on Akira. Luthez press, right hand. She's getting agitated now. Her emotions getting the better of her. And looking to finally send this one home. The proper Akira clutch. The maneuver that took Danielle Davis down last week. How? How? The spirit of this girl. I've never seen anything like it. Has anybody ever escaped 2 Akira clutches? I don't know that anybody has ever even escaped 1 Akira clutch without either tapping or passing out. Akira saying to these fans, "Get the hell out of here. She ain't nothing special." After nearly decapitating her on the top rope, tries for another pin, and look at these stomps. We are very clearly seeing the emotions of Akira taking over. Perhaps doubting herself, and that self-doubt may be what Danielle Davis needs. And Zaguri, where the hell is she going? Backing into the corner. Hang on a minute. Tornado and Zaguri! Goodbye Akira's head. But instead of going for the pin, Danielle Davis instead picks Akira up. That gives her a straight shot to the gut. Hung up with the stun gun. Danielle Davis, perfect positioning. A second elbow connecting. And there's no way. 1, 2, 3. Danielle Davis is going to homebound. Wow. Danielle Davis with the fight of her life. Somehow, some way, she did it. Besting the inevitable, who hangs her head as she walks to the back, but she shouldn't. Akira gave her all. This just wasn't her night. And again, we see that maybe she's not as unbeatable as we thought. She's human like everyone else. Danielle Davis may not be. Woo! Much deserved victory. Our tertiary main event up next, guys, going to see the Crew's DC go one-on-one with former NGW champion Dante Tatum, who's having his first match back on NGW since his championship loss in the main event of Toronto, and being attacked by that unknown assailant, someone sending him head first through a car window. But now he has returned and saying he is ready to get back to doing what he loves most, and that is putting on a show for the NGW crowd. Still to come, tag team action it'll be, as the Standards Amy Winters and Janet Tor take on homebound opponents Piper Fox and NGW Women's Champion Sunny Octave. And in our main event, it's Nucleo against, yes, you are hearing me correctly, General Manager Ken Donahue. God help him. God help us all, as a matter of fact. Well, this is sure to be an exciting confrontation here between these two. A first-time collision, as far as I know. And although there will be a considerable size difference, these two are much more alike in the ring than you may think. The Crew taking a bit of a hit with the departure of Durag Jones from NGW, but DC going to try to remain focused. He picked up a great victory a couple weeks ago over the debuting Golden Cat. And he's made his intentions very clear. He wants a shot at the Rising Star Championship, and after what we saw earlier tonight, with Blake Virtue retaining in a hard-fought battle against Sage Alden, perhaps DC is the next in line. More so, if he's able to defeat someone the caliber of Dante Tatum right here, right now. Speaking of corrosion, though, guys, they didn't wait until NGW started here to play their games in an exclusive before the show began. Tashera and Nucleo beat down Jaquan Shea, the leader of the Crew, of course, a close friend of DC. Luckily, they weren't able to do any serious damage before Ken Donahue ran them off, but one has to wonder where DC's mind may be at. Hopefully, he can clear it, because he ain't in the ring with somebody that you can afford to not be focused on. The former NGW champion, Dante Tatum, excited to be back in the NGW ring. Almost seems naked without his title, I gotta be honest. But focused as ever, perhaps. So here we go, DC and Dante Tatum in our tertiary main event. And although DC has quite a height and weight advantage, as I mentioned before, these two very similar when it comes to their in-ring aptitude. Don't let DC's size fool you, because, man, he can move around that ring. He might rival Dante Tatum, as a matter of fact, and these two feeling each other out early on, not wanting to rush into anything. DC knows what an opportunity this is. Dante Tatum, meanwhile, wants to show everybody that he is still the man. Well, is that Tailcoat Val? What the hell's going on here? Hang up! Hang on a minute! It's Tashera! Tashera's in the ring! What the hell is he doing? Oh, turn around! Lumbar check to Tatum! Tashera hightailing it out of here now as DC tries to take advantage but fails, only getting a 2 count. What is Corrosion up to tonight? First Jaquan Shea, Dante Tatum. And still in our main event, Nucleo to go one-on-one with Ken Donahue. Tailcoat Val is pulling those strings of hers hard tonight. Tatum has found his footing, trying to get back into this match, but it might be too little too late as DC gets him in a modified STF. What beef could Corrosion have with Dante Tatum, though? Irish Whip sends the big man in the corner. Tatum never one to throw in the towel. Any normal person may say, forget this, I just got attacked, you know, call for the bell. I'm going backstage, but not Dante, who hits a DDT you can write home to your mama about off the apron. And DC almost having his skull cracked. Dante Tatum trying to let his fans know that he's okay. But how could he be after getting his spine tracked in half with that lumbar check at the hands of Tashera? Misses the kick, grabs it, and a heel to the base of DC's skull. Runs back into the ring. Tatum coming after him. Forearm smash, and the sunset flip powerbomb. This is why Dante Tatum is on another level, all by himself. Because even after that attack, to the top rope he goes. 6-star frog splash. 1, 2. No, DC. No pushover either. Let's not forget that. Dante Tatum taking a look around like, this just ain't my night so far. Fireman's carry. Misses the stomp though. Tatum gonna make him pay. Irish whip on the rebound. Calf kick chops him down to size. And that's where Tatum wants to keep him grounded so that DC can't throw around that weight of his and essentially bully the Catalyst. Standing moonsault, showing off that athleticism. But neck breaker though is what's waiting for him as he gets back up to his seat, and DC maybe not liking everybody cheering for Dante Tatum here, counting him out, much like Danielle Davis in the last match against Akira. Will we see another upset? The chances are high. Snap DDT and DC gets busted open. Tatum to the top rope again. Could he be looking for another 6-star frog splash though? No. Waiting for DC to get to his feet. This is a big risk. Hurricane Rana. 1, 2. No, not even a 2 count. All the weight of DC crashing down into the mat. Goes for another sunset flip powerbomb, but DC, after taking the first one, realized what was coming his way. Kicks to the back of the thigh. Tatum trying his best to get DC off his feet. But the self-proclaimed main event is doing an astonishing job of keeping the former NGW champion at bay. Forearm smash. Dante down onto his knees and a right hook that would knock out anybody else off the street. Tatum stays with it though. From the apron back into the ring. Irish whip to the corner. Pops up that punch. Took too long. Spinning soul kick. Finding its mark. Clothesline. Squashing DC in the corner like a bug off a windshield. Not to compare DC to a bug or anything like that. He's a very handsome man. Leg drop to the back of the head. Let's remember, DC's bleeding. I believe his headband is absorbing most of it, but I can still see some trickling down. And Tatum finally gets off that second sunset flip powerbomb. Shoots the half. That's a lot of weight to turn over. 1, 2. DC continuing to keep himself alive, but for how long? Dante Tatum again from the high rent district goes for a coup de grace, that looked like, as he rolls back to his feet. Oh, a fisherman's driver, crushing his neck. 1, unbelievable. The rate at which these two are going after each other. You may forget that Teixeira, towards the start of the match, ran in and attacked Tatum. The heart and soul. Didn't let that keep him down for long, did he? Sweep. Arm drag. Back and forth they go. Tit for tat. A reversal fist ensuing. After that enziguri, DC rolls to the outside, hoping to give himself some breathing room, but I think he forgot who he's in there with. Dante Tatum on the top rope, attempting an elbow stamp. DC got out of the way, ran back into the ring. Tatum with a high knee to the chest into a back rotation Hurricane Rana. And here he goes. Yet again to his second home. 6-star frog splash. 1, 2, 3, and Dante Tatum, despite an attack by Teixeira, still able to pick up the dub with a second 6-star frog splash. DC, nothing to be ashamed about, though. What a match. Tatum shows everybody his resolve by withstanding not only Tailcoat Val's puppet, but a game DC as well. Now we're all wondering, as I'm sure Tatum is, why the hell would Val target Dante Tatum and Jaquan Shea earlier tonight? And the games still are far from over. What's going to happen in our main event when Nuko takes on Ken Donahue? But before we get to that, our co-main event going to be some tag team action as the Standards Amy Winters and Janet Tor take on what is going to be an uneasy alliance and Piper Fox and NGW Women's Champion Sunny Octave. We know these two arch rivals who have fought all season long will have their final battle in the main event of Homebound over Ascendant 7 weekend for that championship. And on the very same night, a number one contenders match for the women's title will also be taking place. A fatal four-way as announced by General Manager Ken Donahue, already qualifying for said match. Amy Winters, and earlier tonight, Danielle Davis, still two to be revealed. But Winters just looking to keep her momentum on high heading into Homebound. And she's got Janet Tor backing her up, who was a part of actually the qualifying match Amy Winters had. I wonder if maybe there'll be some bad blood there. Gotta know what an opportunity has fallen onto their laps, though. So hopefully they can stay on the same page. They can knock off the number one contender and the women's champion in one match. Forget about it. They'll be the talk of the town. Fox and Octave, though, almost like a tale as old as time. Since the very start of this season, their two names have always been connected, whether friends, frenemies, or arch rivals, as I said before. It doesn't matter. And it all reaches a peak for that women's title and the main event of Homebound. Piper Fox coming back from a neck injury that kept her on the shelf for 3 months, an injury inflicted on her by Sunny Octave. Became number one contender in Toronto by defeating Danielle Davis, and now has her shot. The Killer Queen, Amy Winters, former two-time Women's Intercontinental Champion, winning that fatal four-way match a couple of weeks ago to be the first confirmed for that number one contenders bout at Homebound. It's an opportunity that Winters has been looking for all season long. An opportunity that drove her to stab her best friend, Riley Van Wilson, in the back. Riley Van Wilson, remember, has her own chance to qualify. She'll be a part of a fatal four-way in the coming weeks. I'm sure Winters is hoping and praying that she does not have such luck. Amy Winters, cold, calculated, and she's got none other than Janet Tor, the cleaner of the standard, backing her here tonight. A bad mamma jamma, aligning herself with Amy Winters and the Sparkle Twins to send a message that NGW needs to get cleaned up. They want to rid the women's division of all these undeserving gals who think they're good enough. Winters, Tor, and the Sparkle Twins trying to remind them that that's not the case. Can Amy Winters keep her momentum in check with the help of Janet Tor? I'd say they have the better odds, because how in God's good name are Piper Fox and Sunny Octave going to coexist? You may recall that they are former tag team partners for a short time. In the inaugural NGW Women's Championship Tournament, they actually made it all the way to the semifinals before being knocked out by the team of Ren Kokone and Kelsey Hayes. Kelsey Hayes going on to become the inaugural Women's Champion, which Piper Fox relieved her of not long thereafter. And ever since then, chapter after chapter after chapter has been written between Fox and Octave, leading us all the way to now. And what's going to happen at Homebound? Is there any way that they can put their bad blood aside for one night only? Sunny Octave, when she originally won that championship, everybody and their mama was saying she was a fluke. Rolling up Ashley Rain in only a couple of minutes, people were saying, oh, there's no way, you just caught her off guard. But ever since then, Octave has been a fighting champion. Defeating Akira. Defeating China Sage only recently. And now has her next challenger set in the form of a woman she knows better than anybody else, maybe even better than herself, Piper Fox. And I, for one, cannot wait. There couldn't be a more deserving main event match at Homebound. Piper Fox and Sunny Octave have fought more times than I can count. All kinds of match types, trading wins, back and forth. It's really always been a question, not only for them two personally, but everybody, myself, the NGW universe, who's better? Just when you think, oh, it's Piper Fox, Sunny Octave beats her. Just when you think, oh, it's obviously Sunny Octave, Piper Fox beats her. We'll have the final answer. Who is the best at Homebound? Collar and elbow tie-up as Amy Winters and Piper Fox start things off. That'd be a hell of a singles match. Things can get broken up here cleanly. You may be surprised to hear. Irish whip. Fox into the corner of the standard. Ricochets off the turnbuckles into a Northern Light suplex. Some people thinking Piper Fox coming back bit rusty, but well, she showed in Toronto that that's not the case when she beat Danielle Davis in the #1 Contenders match. Back since returning, Fox has only lost once, and that was to China Sage. Back suplex right on her neck. Winters is dropped. And let's not act like China Sage beat her easy peasy lemon squeezy. That was one of the better women's matches we've seen this season. Oh, Amy Winters going for Chris Benoit's ghost. That's going to allow Fox to take her into a front headlock, grab her by the hair. Up against the rope, she's leaned. Oh, Piper Fox channeling her inner Trish Stratus with that rope-assisted bulldog. Piper Fox, after 3 months on the shelf due to a neck injury, shocking the world. And she beat Sunny Octane in a triple threat match. Pinned Danielle Davis, of course. Wasn't involved in the decision. Oh wait, no, I'm actually wrong. Piper Fox did pin Sunny Octane in that triple threat match. That vintage dashing memory bubbling up to the surface for a moment. It's almost like things just immediately picked up where they were left off. Sunny Octane, Irish whip into the corner. And I don't think Octane would have any quarrel with re-injuring that neck of Piper Fox. She's been ruthless, especially ever since Piper Fox came back. It's almost like Piper Fox brings the absolute worst out of Sunny Octane. Tag to Janet Tor, legal for the first time here. And this one, our co-main event on NGW TV, number 48. Our main event still to come, Nucleo of Corrosion against General Manager Ken Donahue. Oh boy. I don't know what that's going to look like, but scared to find out. Janet Tor just manhandling, or woman handling, I guess. Sunny Octane right now, overhand punch up against the ropes. No place to be in the corner of the standard back body drop. Octane gets herself some room to breathe. Tag to Piper Fox. So far, so good for the #1 contender and the champion. They've been tagging in and out. They haven't been trying to go after each other or anything. I don't want to jinx it. Knock on wood. Referee Poe, a count of 3 as Janet Tor runs right into that kitchen sink. The knees of Piper Fox, something well documented. The sole reason she leaves that knee of hers exposed, no knee pad, is so that she can add some extra oomph whenever she goes for either her Shining Wizard or patented GTS. And that's at the risk of injury to her knee. Oh my God, look at this! Piper Fox showing her aggression. What are we at a count of right now, by the way? 9. I was getting worried for a second. I'd lost track. Sunny Octane keeping a close eye from the apron. 11 now. Jeez, Piper Fox acting like Janet Tor owes her money. Now, the side of her head caved in off the barricade. Pure steel. 14. These two got to get back into the ring. They only have it till 20. And now Piper Fox, content as ram Janet off the knee of Amy Winters again and again. 17. Fox into the ring. Amy Winters telling Janet, wake up. Fox gonna celebrate. Will she get the W count out? Oh man. Doesn't get much closer than that. Piper Fox turning around, seeing that Tor is back in the ring. The bell has not rung. This match is not over, but look what she's got waiting for her. GTS. Go to sleep. 1. Oh, but Amy Winters making the save. Piper Fox takes her down with a German suplex. Look at that teamwork. Didn't last very long, but still. Winters has fallen to the outside. Sunny Octane stand on top of her. Janet Tor is retaking control. Shoulder thrust. Belly to belly suplex right overhead. And Janet Tor looking to do her job and clean house. Forearm smash, turning her around. Tries for the super kick, surely setting up the Shining Wizard. Janitor doesn't want anything to do with that, though. Both Amy Winters and Sonya Octave returning to their respective corners as Janitor eats defeat. Irish whip. Goes to make the tag. Piper Fox adamant to ensure that doesn't happen. Or undoubtedly still hurt from the GTS. Snapmare, soccer ball kick, sliding shin strike. Janitor with a stomp to the ankle. Any damage that the standard can inflict upon Piper Fox in this match is good news for Sonya Octave and vice versa. But also, they don't want to lose this match. Give the standard something to brag about. Spinning back fist, Piper Fox trying to amp up this crowd, and back to ringside we go. And Piper Fox can continue her tour of the ringside area back into the security wall. Jeez, man. Again! Face first. And now all the way down to the opposite end. Sonya Octave hanging on the apron like, geez, Piper, what are you doing? I think Fox may be trying to send a message. Look at that. Throwing Tor right into her back suplex. I heard the crack of her neck from over here. Targets the arm, but a forearm smash clips her. Tries the sweep. Kick up under the knee, Amy Winters. Pacing back and forth. Slammed. Neck first with that crucifix. And a winding elbow drop to the base of the skull. We're at a count of 10. Halfway. Piper Fox almost won the match earlier. The count of 19. What the hell, man? Piper Fox, don't do it. Oh my God. I mean, Janet Ford isn't exactly a nice person, but does she deserve that? What has gotten into Piper Fox, guys? She's unleashed. Janet Ford finally getting some offense in, but just as she does, Sonya Octave to the rescue, and Piper Fox staring her down, saying, I didn't need your help. This fight resumes properly within the squared circle as Janet has Fox by the hair, bringing her over to the corner. 3 elbows to the midsection and an Irish whip to the corner. Back. Chop across the chest and a basement kick, double boots to the temple. Piper Fox again on the hunt for that bare knee to the face. GTS. And I think this time she may be counting sheep. Amy Winters. Sonya Octave may have allowed that pin break to happen. I mean, she came into the ring but then hesitated. Well, maybe it won't matter. Janet Tor is still down. Piper Fox shoots the half. Too much time given, though. Oh, with Winters down, Fox says, hey, I got another one for you. Free of charge. But Janet Tor, when it matters most, saving herself. Oh, this does not look like it is gonna tickle. Catapult. Oh! Chest first went Fox into the bottom rope, and not even a second to catch her breath. Janet Tor looks to clean up again. Piper Fox, keeping the cleaner at bay, throws all of her weight with the shoulder tackle. I think Fox trying to make a tag. Winters is still down. There's the knife edge chop, basement drop kick combo again. The Killer Queen to her apron. Super kick, Shining Wizard, which has claimed many names Piper Fox. Will Janitor be another one? Clean tag. What are we going to see here? Snapper, rolling that snap, kick to the back. Okay, I'm here for it. NGW Women's Champion walking towards escape, reels her into that swinging neck breaker. Grabs the braid. That's a no-no. Pulled into a short arm shoulder block. Tor. She's had enough. Scoop slam, Sunny Octave. Finds herself in a position to capitalize. Clothesline out of the ring, and something you don't see too often from our champion with a fish drop from the top rope to the outside. Winters contemplates helping, but decides against it for some reason. Maybe doesn't want to risk a disqualification. I can understand that. What is up? Is there something in the water? What has Janitor done to deserve this? First Piper Fox, now Sunny Octave? Oh my lord! Sternum first on the apron. I mean, let's count. Janitor has been thrown into the barricade like 10 times. Thrown into the steel post by Piper Fox, ribs first, and now onto the apron, which is the hardest part of the ring. Chest first by Sunny Octave. How is she not dead? Swinging neckbreaker has Octave struggling to stay standing. Picks herself back up though, rolling neck snap. And Octave almost trying to show mercy, but Janet Tor is one tough son of a gun. Suspended heartbreak. Not going to be happening anytime soon, but we do get a trio of short arm clotheslines. Janet Tor breaking through. Hot tag, and here comes Amy Winters. Can she save the day for the standard? Drop kick has her in the danger zone. Forearm smash. Clothesline out of the ring. Amy Winters to the top rope. Caution to the wind. This can go well or very, very, very bad. It goes well. Lucky for her. And now it's Octave who gets a taste of her own medicine as Winters scoop slams her. Back bending over the apron. Poe at a count of 3. Winters spinning soul kick attempt. Spinning soul kick. Get it? No. And again, taking her for a ride. Right on top of the barricade. Steel digging into the ribs and the kidneys. Everything exposed. Finally into the ring we go. Just as Janet Tor has recollected herself. Where's Octave going, though? Winters saying, come on, this is my ring. Octave says, not so fast. Whenever she used to win the NGW Women's Championship, that tilt-a-whirl small package, response from Winters, a tilt-a-whirl arm drag. And a Hurricanrana. Fox extending her hand, saying, make the tag, make the tag. Sunny Octave unable to get free of it. Winters, however, oh, what an elbow! Coming out of nowhere, Octave with a mighty roar, saying, this ain't nobody's ring, but mine! Oh, she just went for something that probably would have been real awesome to see, but Amy Winters takes a step back and winds up that discus forearm smash. Probably loosening a couple of teeth. Kicked up under the knee. These four are killing each other, dude. Snake eyes on the apron. The standard knowing they can't let an opportunity like this get away from them. Whereas Fox and Octave both want momentum heading into their homebound throwdown. They've worked decently so far together. At least we haven't, knock on wood, seen any sort of bad blood bubbling to the surface, keeping them from focusing on the task at hand. Punch to the back of the head, and a dragon suplex bridge to pin. 1, 2, but only a 2 count. Octave surveying her surroundings. Another big roar as Amy Winters sent through the ropes, set up for suspended heartbreak. Octave relishing in the moment, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Fox and Octave pick up the win as Octave laughs right in the face of Piper Fox, almost saying, "You're welcome, and I'll see you at homebound." What a match that was, though. Perhaps one of the most hard-hitting matches in recent memory. These four threw each other all around the goddamn arena. I especially feel bad for Janet Tor. I don't know exactly what Fox and Octave have against her, but she did not have a fun experience during this match. Well, now these two standing side by side, and a high five even. But the sight will be much different at homebound when it's them and the Women's Championship, nobody else. The final battle looms, and I cannot wait for it. The moment has arrived. It is main event time here on NGW TV, number 48. Nucleo and Ken Donahue. Yes, General Manager Ken Donahue, 1-on-1. And I shiver to think what we're about to see unfold in that ring. It has been a chaotic night in terms of Tailcoat Val and Corrosion. Before the show, they attacked Jaquan Shea, Tashera attacking Dante Tatum earlier during his match with DC, and now this. But Ken Donahue is taking a stand, and I can respect that. He's had enough of Tailcoat Val, enough of Corrosion, and he is putting his foot down. He said, "I know everybody else is scared. That's why nobody came to help me a couple weeks ago when Nucleo beat me down backstage, and I get it. Tailcoat Val is spreading her fear throughout NGW. So I know that I'm going to have to be the one to stand up and say enough is enough. You got to respect it, but is it smart? Because Ken Donahue might be ending his own career right here. This is completely legal. He's the one that made the challenge. He could essentially be handing over his own death warrant to Nucleo tonight. We saw what the brick wall did to him a couple weeks ago. Almost broke him in half backstage. And as much as I like and admire Ken Donahue, I don't know if any sane person could give him a chance in hell. Stranger things have happened in CMV, though, so we're just going to have to wait and see. I don't blame people for maybe watching with one eye closed or your hands covering the screen. This may be hard to watch. Yes, Suntan. It was indeed. We were supposed to have a number one contenders match, but, well, Tenra made sure that didn't happen. Still don't know what's going on in terms of the NGW Championship at homebound because, well, obviously, Ken Donahue a bit tied up at the moment. If he's able to speak after tonight, I'm sure he'll fill us in. But the odds of that are slim to none. And I think as many of us predicted, Nucleo is not coming out here alone, led by Tailcoat Val and Tashera by his side too. Pulling her puppets on a string. Tailcoat Val is not content with the power she already has over the NGW universe and the people backstage in the locker rooms. Jaquan Shea and Dante Tatum may just be the first two victims tonight alone. Who knows what the future may hold if Tailcoat Val is successful in her endeavor to envelop it in this green mist of hers. You have got to have some sort of balls to willingly step into the ring with that monstrosity known as Nucleo, and with Tailcoat Val and Tashera equally as terrifying at ringside. Ken Donahue may have stepped in it big time tonight, guys. Here he comes, our illustrious general manager, Ken Donahue. And look at that, he ain't coming alone either. Hell yeah, Ken Donahue knew that Tailcoat Val was going to pull something like this, so he's bringing his own back. He's got Jay Young and Johnny Respawn at his 6. Gonna make sure there ain't no shenanigans. And I wouldn't say Ken Donahue is exactly in ring shape, but he has spent this last week training with one of the best and former NGW champion Dante Tatum, who maybe that's why Corrosion attacked him earlier tonight. Well, my hypothesis is going to have to be put on hold, because we're going to see if that week of training will measure up. He's got his tights that he hasn't worn in many years. But he is brandishing them here tonight, trying to spark a revolution, if you will, to show his locker room. You don't have to be afraid. If I'm willing to stand up and do what it takes to end this reign of terror by Tailcoat Val and her puppets, and I will. Tailcoat Val and Tashera on one side of the ring. Jay Young and Johnny Respawn watching the back of Ken Donahue as Nucleo goes right after him. Not even a slight sign of hesitation. No remorse, certainly. Most people might be afraid to beat up their boss, but it's legal here. It wasn't 2 weeks ago when Nucleo ambushed Ken Donahue backstage. But Ken Donahue, he stepped up to the plate here tonight. He said, "You and me, Nucleo, in the ring, clothesline into the corner," after escaping that modified STF pulled up into an alley-oop powerbomb. Clothesline gets countered into a hip toss and a knee drop. Yo, Ken Donahue in his freaking sneakers here. Gotta love it. What an absolute legend. Maybe the last time Ken Donahue ever steps to the ring as a competitor, though. Pele Kick doesn't even take Nucleo off his feet. That is the caliber of brute Donahue is dealing with. And Donahue, who hasn't been an active competitor in, well, God, I don't even know how long. A dog's age. You'll find him any given week sitting behind a desk, making the decisions that have brought NGW to the forefront of the wrestling world. One of the hottest shows CMV has ever produced week in and week out. Amazing matches, and Ken Donahue is the one to thank for all that. But Tailcoat Val is seeking to bring an end to all of that here tonight. Suplex, throwing Donahue across the ring. Pin, it gets only a 1 count though. And where's Nucleo going? Nucleo exiting the ring. Perhaps dastardly intentions in mind, but Jay Young approaching him, forcing the brick wall to get back into the ring, and that is exactly why Donahue brought them out here tonight. He knew there was going to be some sort of bullish like this pulled by Tailcoat Val. And so he did what any smart man would. He found some backup. Some superstars on the roster who perhaps also aren't afraid to take a stand and say enough is enough. Because believe me, Ashley Rain, Jaquan Shea, Dante Tatum doesn't stop there. Tailcoat Val wants to take over NGW. She wants to end Ken Donahue and make this her personal playground where she can run her disgusting experiments. But people like Ken Donahue, Jay Young, Johnny Respawn, they're not having it. They're not going to let their show go down like that. Sweep by Donahue. Goes after the knee, which is an excellent strategy against someone bigger than you. And look at how he continues to target the legs with the foot DDT, one of the most devastating maneuvers you'll see in the sport of wrestling. Throws Nucleo down, hooks the leg, only to get a 1 count though. Big man brought up to his feet. Donahue, Irish whip, sends him across the ring. Drop kick. Moves out of the way. DDT by Don. Come on now. Get up on your motherfucking feet for Ken Donahue. The biggest balls on any man I have ever met. What the? Sunset flip powerbomb shades of Dante Tatum. Maybe not as flashy as the former NGW champion, but effective nonetheless. Hooks the leg, and Donahue turns to the crowd, and now attempting to do what must be done. European uppercut. Right in front of Val. 1, 2. No. Donahue can't believe it. A silence momentarily falling over the arena. And I, for one, thought we were just about to see maybe one of the biggest upsets in CMV history. And Donahue now just stomping on the upper back of Nucleo. Because when you're in the ring with someone like the brick wall, you can't afford to not do whatever you have to win the match. Now stomp right to the face. Back body drop. Tashera in a frenzy at ringside. He doesn't like that he can't do anything to help out his tag team partner. Nucleo dragged by the shoulders, and all that weight right across the midsection. Only when Tailcoat Val says so will Nucleo be allowed to end this match, end the suffering. As Ken Donahue just gets thrown around the ring like a rag doll. Jay Young, Johnny Respawn, everybody powerless to do anything because Ken Donahue digged his own grave here tonight. I hate to say it, but this ain't on anybody but Ken Donahue. I appreciate what he's trying to do. But from, just a legitimate perspective, you would have to be insane to think Donahue could actually stand a chance, and I'll admit, old Nani has given him a better fight than I would have given him credit for, and I think anyone would have expected that his ribs are being turned to dust. Nucleo is killing our general manager right in front of the world to see, and now the T-bone! Just as we saw 2 weeks ago. 1, 2, 3, Nucleo victorious. I don't even know what to say. I think this is the outcome we all expected, but it doesn't hurt any less. Tailcoat Val with another show of power here tonight. Are we truly entering a new era in NGW, and is it the era of Tailcoat Val? Well, guys, on that somber note, thank you as always for tuning in and watching along with me. If you are new to the show, make sure you drop a follow so that you know when I go live. The next time of which will be in just about 10 minutes or so for Impact. And then, of course, on Friday for Supremacy and Aftermath. If you're interested in perhaps becoming a part of our show, ! Join in the chat. We'll give you a link to our website, communityuniverse.4motion.com. We are on Xbox One. ! Twitter, ! Discord. We'll give you links to our social media. And until next time, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Monday night, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.